Hello, YouTube. Hoping it should show me live. Just a few moments, or maybe right now. Okay, welcome. So this is the live recording of the Are You Green podcast. I'm really excited to be recording the podcast live on Mondays, Tuesdays, on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. And I'll go ahead and record the podcast now. So here we go. Hello, traders and friends. Welcome to the Are You Green podcast. And for those that can see me streaming live online, hello to you as well. Today we have an exciting show because it's been a crazy week. Getting down to it, it's Friday, November 6th. The SPY opened today at 349.97. It's right now sitting around 350, but it's actually, for the question, is it green? No, it's slightly red. That's because in this last hour that we've seen a little bit of a pullback, but it's had an amazing week. The SPY is up 5.89%. So really keep that in mind when looking at the numbers for today. I always review the XLK technology sector. It opened today at 120.86. It's now around 121.35, and it is just barely in the green for the day. And for the week, it is up 8.6%. So it's done really well. Right now, the Dow is lower, but again, it's just pulling a little bit back from the big rally that we've seen this week. So really exciting stuff for this week. And of course, the personal question, are you green? Yes, I am green for the week. So for the week, I'm green 6.5%. Since this is the end of the week, I like to review that. Am I green for the day? No, my account is just a little bit red for today. It's like 0.3%. So again, this is just based on the last couple hours. We've had a small market pullback, but don't worry, I'm not selling anything. I'm holding my swing trades and sticking to my plan, which we'll definitely discuss later on. Just looking a little bit at the top news, obviously the election counting is starting to finally come to a close. It does look like Biden will be our next president, and the market has pretty much already accepted that, especially with a GOP Senate. So a GOP Senate does, make it to where the market feels like there's not going to be any tax increases. So obviously, that does put a lot of hope and good feelings towards these large corporations. So and we've also seen a big increase in the solar and then in the electric vehicle stocks, as we talked about before. So the next thing to talk about really is the top movers, because we had so many of them today. I'm going to break out the, my top movers to watch, as well as the losers. And then we'll get personal, talk about the swing trades that I entered in today and what did I sell today, coming right up. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. On a Friday, I do think at the end of the day, you just want to make sure not to panic sell into the weekend, since, there are obviously a lot of people wanting to kind of cash out at the end of the week, but don't be a sucker for that. So yeah. Okay, great. So I'm just going to do that segment. It is kind of hard to do it live and podcast at the same time, but we're making it happen. Okay, next segment, here we come. So looking right at the top movers, we have the pot stocks. That's what CNBC is calling them, and that's what I'm going to go with as well. They have had a huge rally today. This is because 4 states basically made some marijuana laws legal, whether it was recreational or medical. So that's really caused these stocks to shoot up. Honestly, for a lot of them, they were very down recently in this past year. So I don't really think that it's uncalled for. I think that they're actually still really well priced stocks to look into if you're looking at making a long term investment. One of the most popular ones with the largest move was Aurora, that trades under ACB. It's up 55%. So as a swing trader and as a pivot trader, what I'm going to be looking for is when this bounces, because I know that next week, I don't think it's going to be able to sustain, continuing to go up like this. I think that there will be a pullback. I want to see that big, fast, emotional pullback, want to buy there and then swing it out. So I'm going to keep an eye on that one, as well as CGC. It's painful because I told you guys on the podcast that I would look at buying CGC last week if it got down to $18. It didn't. It got down to like $19.50. And now it's up 10%, 10.58% actually, and it's trading above, 23.50. So that is, something that you could say that I missed, but the reality is for you not to feel like you lost out, not to be chasing stocks, let them come to you, stick to your plan. There's just plenty of fish in the sea. So not worried about that one, but I will be watching it for, again, a pullback into those levels. There are 3 other movers today that I'm going to watch next week. Those are PLTR. This is a tech stock, so you know how I love those. And it's up, and it was up 16% today. So I'm going to be watching for a pullback there. Kronos, CRON, up 17% today. And then Trade Desk, TTD, up 26% today. So it'll be really interesting to watch those stocks tomorrow and see, what kind of emotional sells we have and if there might be a level to buy at. The top 2 losers to watch today were AYX, down 19%. And that's actually the swing that I entered in. So we'll talk about that in a moment. And then JKS, which is down 10% today. Diving right into my personal trades, I did sell today, and it was one of those sells where I love it because it was just already in there. My sell level was in there, and I just, saw my account. I was like, oh my gosh, Billy sold. And, that's how it should be. You shouldn't be stressing over these swing trades that you're holding. You should be putting in your sell levels, leaving it alone, letting it sell at that level, and then of course getting the exciting surprise when it sold. So Billy did sell today. I entered in this trade this week at 44.80, and this just goes to show how much opportunity there was this week. I pulled back from buying a lot of stocks this week because of the election, and hopefully, this election will be called soon, and it will be. I'll feel a little bit safer about swing trading and day trading in the very short term next week. But anyways, I bought it for 44.80 and I sold it this morning for 47.34. It made 2.54 points. So I usually look for 2.5 to 3 points on a swing trade. So I was really happy with this, especially because since it was a short-term trade. As most things going on this week, I wish I had scaled in a little bit more, but again, I was afraid of the election, so I didn't. But really exciting to see that on Billy. The personal swing trades that I entered into today are AYX first. I saw this have a big drop off the open. A lot of other traders, because I'm in trading groups, they were buying this at like 125. I definitely wanted to wait since I know that this stock has a large spread. So I knew it could definitely drop a lot more. And I ended up having my first buy at 121.95. As it continued to drop, I did buy at other levels, and my average is 120.54. I have another buy. I think right now it's probably around like 116.80. And I have another buy level down to 111.20, which is a weekly pivot. So I'm not concerned about this stock. I'm going to keep it in my swing trades tucked away there. And again, I'll buy more if it continues to drop to these pivot levels, even to 106.25. So I just want to say, this trade could really look like it's going against me, but I'm going to stick with it even at that lower level of 106.25. So keep that in mind. We'll follow this trade throughout the podcast next week and beyond because, I'm going to give it some time. I don't have a problem with it. I know it's going to be safe, but most importantly, I know it's going to be worth it. I'm planning on selling this stock no problem at 130. So right now I'm looking at a 10-point gain. It's amazing. So no worries there. And we'll keep up to date on it. The next trade is EA. This was an exciting one because I've been talking about it on the podcast, how I was like really looking forward to seeing what they report on earnings, buying it if it dips, and then seeing it pop back up. And of course it did. So I always love it when I'm right. I did enter in this trade when it first dropped to 116.44. I bought again at 115.70, and I ended up with an average of 116.07. It's now, up at like 119, and I could have sold it today for 120. I know that was a level that other traders who were taking this thought would be good. But I really felt, oh gosh, if you could see the cat on the live stream, I'm sorry. But I really felt like, this stock is going to go to 124. So, this is another moment where I was a little greedy in the stock, but who cares? I'm going to keep on holding it. And I'm going to see if it gets to that 124 level as I'm kind of planning out. Based on the movement and the emotional pulls of next week, I would consider selling it at 120 if I don't see the movement the way that I like it. And that's something that I think a lot of traders don't talk about when they talk about creating a trading plan. Everyone says, create a plan, trade your plan, etc. But the reality of it is that your plan is based on what movements happen in the market. And you need to be able to have a little bit flexibility based on what the market does. Nobody can predict the market. That's part of the fun. So read your charts and adjust if need be. So you guys will be active in adjusting this plan. Everybody now knows EA, my average is 116.07. I could have sold today at 120, but I'm going to hold out for 124, and we're just going to see what happens. That being said, I'm going to try to make it a very short episode today since it's Friday. Go out and enjoy your weekend. It's been an insane week with the elections. I want everyone to just take a deep breath and just note that it's going to be okay. The markets have just shown you this week in the rally that happened that it is all going to be okay. So I'm really excited to trade with you guys next week. Thank you so much for listening to the Are You Green podcast. And remember, I'm now live streaming this on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Take care. Bye-bye. Great. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the live stream. What I like most about this is that it does have the chat available as well as comments. If you're watching this later, please comment. I would love to respond and be able to have that conversation with you directly. So have a great weekend. Thanks. Bye-bye.